This portion of the CU podcast is brought to you by EarthySelect.com, your source for the finest Delta 8, Delta 9, and Delta 10 THC flower, oils, pre-rolls, vape pens, cartridges, and edibles. Their premium adult use products are crafted from organic cannabis and infused with pure and potent THC extracts for effects you can feel.
Delta 8, Delta 9, and Delta 10 THC products are perfect for relaxing, socializing, getting creative, and going deep in the game. Plus, they are hemp-derived and federally legal to ship nationwide. Let's look at some of their more popular goodies. Earthy Select's Delta 8 vape pens are packed with potent Delta 8 plus cannabis-derived terpenes. They have a stealthy ergonomic design that gives you a quick hit with no lag, making it perfect for gaming. Each rechargeable pen has 1 gram of Delta 8 THC and is available in 4 great-tasting flavors like Guava Kush or my personal favorite, Cherry Pie. I love these vapes. They pack light and are excellent on the go. Earthy Select also makes THC gummies and candies that are organic, vegan, gluten-free, and taste great. They all come in different strengths, so you can start low and see what's right for you. The Delta 8 gummies can be really relaxing and heady, while the Delta 10 is more associated with feeling productive and creative, so it's great for daytime projects or an all-night role-playing session. The Delta 9 gummies are impressive. They have real deal D9 THC, and they come in sativa peach or indica mango.
They have a huge variety on their website, so check it out, EarthySelect.com. All of Earthy Select's cannabis products are federally compliant, and they ship nationwide. Order online at EarthySelect.com and use the coupon code CUP20 to save 20% on your first order. No limits. Must be 21 or older. That's EarthySelect.com and use code CUP20 to save 20% on THC. Earthy Select. Select your adventure. Ian,
Pat,
it's been a strange week for the Super Smash Brothers competitive community. We couldn't keep up with the updates that are happening. Do you want to give us the best of your ability, a small recap of what's been happening?
give us the fucking benefit of the doubt here. We're doing our best to cover this. So, the Smash Brothers World Tour was supposed to take place in December. Basically, one of the biggest Smash Brothers tournaments in the, I guess you could say, third-party Smash Brothers scene, the unofficial, Smash Brothers scene.
Big cash prizes. Get all the biggest players there.
They recently announced that they had to cancel the tournament because Nintendo would not give them basically the licensing to the go ahead to use official licensing.
This is their actual quote. Without any warning, we received notice the night before Thanksgiving from Nintendo that we could no longer operate. That was what they said originally.
Right. That's what they originally said. Hey, my internet just froze. So anyways, they could no longer operate. Panda is the official tournament organizer basically right now for Nintendo. That is who Nintendo has given the licensing rights to, but that has not stopped people from doing third-party tournaments before. Mm-hmm. When this was announced, a bunch of players were pissed because this does look like Nintendo doing what Nintendo does. Nintendo's never been particularly great with supporting their fan base when it comes to stuff like tournaments and stuff like that. And Nintendo can oftentimes be seen as being, I don't know, weird to their customer base. Nintendo responded, and that ended up with a lot of players saying that they were going to boycott all official Nintendo tournaments.
All the Panda ones.
All the Panda ones,
sure. And
anything that basically Nintendo licensed or sponsored. Nintendo's statement was a little bit different. Let me get that here. Where is that? Nintendo would like to explain to all Super Smash Brothers fans and interested parties the background and rationale related to our decision to not grant a license. And we have to look at this wording. This to the Smash World Tour for their upcoming activities. Nintendo's decision was solely based on assessments and proposals submitted by Smash World Tour. This decision, I'm paraphrasing a little bit here. This decision was not influenced by any external parties such as Panda Global, which is where a lot of accusations are. There's a lot of accusations that Panda Global was trying to tank SWT so that it would be basically the only game on the block.
Or sabotage them.
Right, or sabotage them so they'd be the only game on the block. They say they assess all their partners like that. When we notified the SWT that we would not license their 2022 or 2023 activities, we also let them know verbally that we were not requiring they cancel the 2022 finals because of the impact it would have on players. Thus, the decision to cancel the SWT 2022 was and still is their own choice. So this brings up, something that I think a lot of people are thinking. Well, if you can't get the Nintendo sponsorship, you could still throw the tournament, right? There's nothing illegal about throwing the tournament. You could still throw the tournament without the sponsorship. And this is what Nintendo is saying. They basically said that. You don't have to cancel it. We know people are coming out. That's what they say. We are opening to partnering with other organizations and will continue to offer licenses for major tournaments outside of the Panda Cup. So Nintendo's not entirely just saying, hey, we're not doing this tournament thing anymore. We're saying we did not send licenses to this team or to this event. We will license other events, including the stuff that's Panda Cup. Mm-hmm. Panda Global will continue to be a key partner, and we look forward to receiving proposals from other groups for tournament licenses. In the meantime, Panda continues to advocate on behalf of the Smash Brothers community, even to the point that Panda has advocated for other organizations and tournaments to work with Nintendo, such as the Big House and the organizers of the SWT. Nintendo cares about Smash Brothers fans, etc., etc. The end.
So Nintendo's claiming that we said, hey, you don't have the sponsored license, but we're not shutting you down.
Right.
So Nintendo says, and they made it a point to say that this was not Panda's doing either, coming in and telling Nintendo to shut them down. Like, this is just, something going on here. And then SWT responded to that. So like it keeps going down, the response to response. So there was a follow-up to that response from Nintendo, where they put out a statement about that.
So yeah, SWT's response to the Nintendo statement basically says, they really kind of hung on the thing where it says, when we notified that the SWT would not license, we also let them know that we would not require them to cancel their events. That's what they kind of hung up on. And they said, we are struggling to understand why Nintendo contacted us at all last week. They truly wanted us to continue operating. We are struggling to understand why they would not simply reach out to us after our event rather than rush to meet with us before the Thanksgiving holiday break, just 2 weeks before our championships event.
So this SWT said this was Nintendo in writing, that they said this after their call. They said it is Nintendo's expectation that an approved license be secured in order to operate any commercial activity featuring Nintendo IP. It is also expected to secure such a license well in advance of any public announcement. After further review, we found that the Smash World Tour has not met these expectations around health and safety guidelines and has not adhered to our internal partner guidelines. Nintendo will not be able to grant a license for the Smash World Tour Championship 2022 or any Smash World Tour activity in 2023. Okay. Nintendo's expectation. See, this is where it's going to get into splicing things in legality. Nintendo may be trying to say, hey, listen, we're really strongly advising you to have a license, but I'm not sure Nintendo is saying legally you have to. Like, that's where this is going to get weird. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, because Nintendo's expectation that an approved license be secured. There were Smash Brothers events going on for money well before Nintendo got involved.
Right.
Well, and Nintendo, as far as we know, only went after the ones that were supposedly using like the hacked ROMs and technology they didn't like.
Well, I think if you had Nintendo branding and stuff there too, like if you had the branding on your signs or things like that. You use
their Nintendo logo, stuff like that. So this is where I think things get lost in translation, and I think SWT is obviously trying to play it safe. They don't want Nintendo to legally shut them down, but I don't think they could legally shut them down. That's the thing. Like, if push came to shove, I don't know if they could. It is legal in many states, including California. You can run games of skill for money. That's not considered technical gambling because it's not a game of chance.
Right.
You can do these things. And obviously, they've been done in the past. There's been fighting tournaments held publicly all over. When Nintendo gets involved and says, well, you want a Nintendo logo on here? You want the official Smash Brothers trademarks? You want to use Mario and Pikachu and all that? Now you need our license to do that. I think I think Nintendo got uncomfortable with something. We don't know what. or why it was close. That's the thing. They got uncomfortable with something going on and saying, we don't want to be officially involved with this, which is their right. But if Nintendo says, we're not saying you have to cancel it, and in writing SWC saying, well, it's the expectation that you need an approved license, those are not the exact same things. I think I think Nintendo was parsing words here. Well, careful.
I think there was I think there was a lot of miscommunication. So you keep looking at the official statement by the Smash World Tour in response to Nintendo's, and they say, we also received a direct response to our questions in our call about if we could continue to run the upcoming championships in the 2023 tour with the unofficial mutual understanding that we would not be shut down. We were told directly that those times are over, which sounds pretty harsh. Again, they also said that they talked about how they asked Nintendo if they understood the impact of canceling both the upcoming championships and the 2023 World Tour, in particular, international players traveling to the championships, documentary teams. Nintendo said in response that they are confident that from A to Z, all consequences have been evaluated in making this decision, including some positive, some negative, and some really negative. So it sounds like, I mean, the Nintendo, I don't think there's communication at I don't think there's communication at Nintendo, which is making this look really bad on their part. You've got a public statement saying like, oh, they can still have their tournament and have their good old fun time, but then you've got them saying here that they had this phone call where it was laid out to them pretty much A, B, and C that no, we don't want you doing this. So where is it? I mean,
yeah, when they say these times are over, does that mean, or that was that them saying, again, this is not in writing, so it's not it's not legally binding. When they say these times are over, was that someone misspeaking, mean that we're not supporting you, Nintendo, anymore? Or is that saying we're going to come after you if you do anything at all? Those are two entirely different things. So it's messy as fuck.
Right.
It's messy.
Yeah. It's messy.
I'm not saying Nintendo handled this well. They should have given him a forewarning way in advance versus like less than a week. But like this is weird territory.
My thinking is this, honestly, if Nintendo's not going to come out and say what it was, I feel like with all of the negativity that surrounds Nintendo and their interactions with fan bases, Nintendo should have given them the rope. And if something went wrong, then you go, this is why we can no longer stand with them.
Because they fucked this up.
And we will continue to support this. I think, especially with 2 weeks out, and it's true with people who have made travel arrangements and stuff like that. Hotels. Again, I don't think SWT needed to cancel it necessarily, but depends on what kind of information they were getting. I think in Nintendo's case, the PR move here is, you give them the rope and you see if they're going to hang themselves with it. And if they don't, you go forward. It's one tournament. I mean, what? If Nintendo sponsors one tournament where there's like no mask compliance, it's not going to break Nintendo. You just say, okay, well, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, we don't know what the compliance is. That's the thing. We have no idea. Nintendo's probably never going to say that.
No, exactly. But I can't imagine it's something big enough to again make yourself look like the bad guy in the face of the public.
Yeah.
When it would be easy to just run the tournament. Okay, we didn't like this, and this. Now you have reasons that you can give the public, and you can say we're not doing it anymore. Yeah. This makes Nintendo look fucking weird. It makes Nintendo look as fucking weird and shitty as they always have about this.
So SWT said last Wednesday we had our most recent call with Nintendo. Our rep opened by letting us know that they are being asked to deliver the news that going forward, Nintendo expects us to only operate with a commercial license, and that we would not be granted one for the upcoming championships.
Again, that's not legal.
That's what I mean. That's where I'm like, I hate to say this. SWT, if I was SWT and all this money, if they literally were going to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you better have a fun, I'd be shocked. SWT should have had a lawyer the entire time to tell them, hey, what is actually legal here? Where are we in the wrong? If we don't use any Nintendo trademarks, like the oval logo, we don't use the official Smash Brothers trademark, if we don't use Nintendo characters, and we just run this show, are we legally clear? It would be shocking that an organization with all this money on the line would not have spoken to a lawyer or had a lawyer even on the calls with Nintendo along the way just to make sure they were safe. That's what I would be shocked. And maybe they didn't have a lawyer, which would be very dumb. To at least be like, listen, these are by the laws of this, whatever state this is being held. What state was going to be held? By the laws of this state, this is what you have to do to be compliant by the laws of this state. And SWT technically would only have to follow those laws. And then if Nintendo came after them for whatever, okay, well, we have our lawyer that said this is okay. Let's do this. But I don't think they're willing to go that way. And that's why you said, again, when Nintendo says we expect you to, that doesn't mean they never said lawfully you have to. Legally, you have to.
The other thing I want to say about it, though, is, who knows how much money is behind the SWT, how big the organizing thing is. I wonder if Cancellation has anything to do with printed materials having Nintendo's stuff on it.
Sure.
Breaking trademark signage.
Sure.
Shirts, fucking awards. And I wonder if they looked at it and go, in 2 weeks, we can't fucking redo this.
Yeah, we can't toss everything out and reprint out all this stuff.
And I understand. I mean, that's really shitty. And you should have given them a heads up. And I'm of the belief you let them do it. And then if they fuck it up, then you stop it. And
you know what? You might have brought up a point. There might have been something along those lines where I'm not saying they did or did not. There might have been something where Nintendo started looking at the breadth of what they agreed to versus what the organization was doing and said, whoa, this is going too far. We don't know. Maybe there was merchandise with Nintendo stuff that Nintendo didn't sign off on. Like, there's all these little things that could have happened where, like, yeah, it was cool. Now it's not anymore.
Right.
That's the problem. When you're dealing with a big organization like Nintendo, this fucking monolith that has to get stuff approved, from Japan and then to the U.S. and the U.S. has to talk to them. Like, we're talking all these layers that have to go through. That it sounds like it became too much for Nintendo to either keep a hold on, or they realized they were in over their head and got scared. I didn't say they'd handle this well. They probably did not handle this well.
No, they did not handle it well at all. And being in over your head and scared is not a reason to back out. Again, you let it happen and then address it after.
That's a tough call to make, though. If you think,
like I said, again, what in the grand fucking scheme of things, what's it mean to Nintendo? Not a thing.
But then
one event.
The event can go on and something horrible happens, your name's attached to it. I'm not saying it would, but that's the thing. There's not enough information. But I really think that Nintendo got scared, obviously, about something and said, I don't think Nintendo would have agreed to a license and then pulled out a week or two before, unless they thought it was worth something when weird was happening. But this goes further then. This story kept evolving with this, right? So then something happened. So Panda puts out a statement basically saying, don't blame us. We didn't do anything. We didn't get this canceled. I'm paraphrasing. Then obviously people came after Panda thinking that they did it, that they helped get this closed. I don't know much about the Panda organization. I don't know what they do. But it sounds like there was some weird shit going on, because now all of this in the past week, Panda booted their CEO.
Yes, I saw that too.
So I don't know what's happening. This is where, like, we don't have all the information. Did the CEO do or say something weird that had something to do with any of this? Were they putting out?
So someone will have to fill us in on this. What my understanding is that I believe in one of the Panda responses, they mentioned something about Dr. Allen, who is the old CEO, saying something to someone, and it was misconstrued as like them trying to get SWT shut down. I don't know. It's fucking...
Okay, Panda has listened to the community and changed some of our approaches to working with tournaments based on the feedback. In the Smash World Tour statement, there are a number of accusations leveled against Dr. Allen, the CEO of Panda. In reality, Dr. Allen, as Nintendo of America has corroborated, has been one of the more vocal supporters of the broader community and the Smash World Tour organizers in internal conversations. However, the Panda team does acknowledge and regret an interaction between Dr. Allen and Beyond the Summit, in which he spoke in a manner that did not reflect either guidance from Nintendo or our own standards.
But that was
Panda took efforts to rectify the situation immediately, and in the second half of the year, a dedicated team made up of multiple staff members was disassembled to manage Panda Cup activities and serve as the primary point of contact for event runners, removing the possibility of future miscommunications from occurring. Okay, so it sounded like the CEO was speaking out of turn earlier in the year, was doing some stuff that maybe even Nintendo didn't like, wasn't up to their standards, and so they had to, like, muzzle the guy, right? That's what it looks like, right? Well, now the person's gone entirely. Within a week after that, the person's gone. Is booted.
He says right here, December 4th, I've stepped down as CEO of Panda to protect the safety and well-being of the team. My statement with evidence is coming, and it's a screenshot with 2 bullet points, and it says SWT lied and BTS leadership put the community in jeopardy. BTS being behind the scenes, I would get.
Okay, so
it sounds like fucking drama.
Okay. SWT's blaming Panda. Panda said we did nothing wrong, but now the CEO of Panda is gone. They said Panda has heard the concerns of the Smash community and is taking immediate action. Alan is no longer CEO, effective immediately. In the interim, Panda employees are working with outside advisors to form a temporary interim management committee, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All I know is this. Nintendo does not want part of any of this. This is not worth their time at all.
No.
They are not making money running these tournaments. Smash Brothers, they're not making any extra Smash Brothers profit by running these tournaments. The game is sold 1 billion copies already. The next is going to sell 1 billion copies. They are dealing with, honestly, amateurs at this stuff that built up communities, which is good, but don't know how to conduct maybe business to their standards, where they don't want this shit to happen. And maybe this is Nintendo maybe regretting being involved with this at all, or maybe this is Panda trying to save the relationship with Nintendo by booting the CEO. Because Nintendo's ready to wash their hands of it entirely and saying, we're out. We're fucking out from all this. We regret trying to be involved with this shit at all. That's what it looks like to me. But this is all happening all within a week. It's fucking nuts.
It is. We'll see. I'm sure it's probably not the end of it. We'll hear some more, hopefully this week.
It's nuts.